WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
Hello. It is Monday at 4:00, so it must be the Community Bell Show. Welcome. We are so glad to have you again. You know, it's always good to see people on a Monday, and it's not as ugly as it could be. It could be lots of snow and lots of ice, but it isn't. It's cold and little snow, not much ice. But we're just blessed that we're able to be here, right? Well, thank you for joining us. We're so glad to have you as always. And I've got a special guest with me today, my pastor. Tell you, my pastor, the Reverend M. Andrew Davis, pastor of the Baptist Church, corner of Livernois and Pembroke. Welcome, Pastor, again. We're glad to have you.
I'm grateful to be here.
So glad to have you. Now, for those of you who don't know, Pastor has just celebrated his 1-year anniversary with us, and it was quite a celebration. I'm telling you, it was a wonderful celebration. And it was preached by his uncle. His uncle preached the celebration of his 1 year anniversary, and his mother and his father, his brother and his children and his niece and all sorts of good people came in from North Carolina.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
North Carolina, and we had a great celebration. We had a dinner. We had pancakes with the pastor. We had just all sorts of fun with this anniversary. So we're just so excited to have our pastor with us. And he's got a birthday coming. December, baby.
Yes, ma'am. December the 22nd.
How about that? December 22nd, right before Christmas. Pastor said the other day at church, now, when you're born in December, you don't get all the good stuff. People think that Christmas gives you everything. No. Celebrate his birthday too, everybody. So we're going to celebrate his birthday this coming weekend. We're celebrating his birthday at church. So happy birthday, early birthday, Pastor.
Thank you.
So
I'm grateful to be here, Miss Bill.
So glad to have you. Now, for those of you who have not had a chance to hear him before, that's why he's back, because I want him to talk about who he is. For those of you who have not met him before, talk about where you came from, Pastor, how you got here.
Well, I come from a rural area in North Carolina called Loudsville, North Carolina, approximately 45 minutes outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. I was born and raised there. It is the home of the Color Purple. The railroad track is actually less than a mile from my house. The church that was in the particular film was around the corner from where I grew up in. People who were in the film in the background, I know those individuals. And so a small town, but it also reminds us that when I look at the story of Jesus coming from Nazareth, that God can still do great things from people who come from small places.
Absolutely.
And then when I left North Carolina, I went to North Carolina A&T State University for undergrad and spent several years there, and went to Columbia, South Carolina, to pastor a church there called Zion Baptist Church. It's known as Big Zion in the state of South Carolina. I was there for 7 years, and then lo and behold, in 2024, God sent me to Detroit, Michigan.
And was such a blessing, such a blessing. And I want you to know, folks, that I was on the counting team. Every time we have a pastor, we thought we had somebody. I was on the counting team, and you start counting, and say, "Oh no, this was not going to make it. This won't get this. This will go get it." And when we were counting for Pastor Davis, I started counting the numbers. And so I said, wait a minute. I think we got a pastor.
Oh, wow.
Counting. I said, oh, look at these numbers. We got a pastor. So it was overwhelming. It was not close. Yeah. It was overwhelming. So I said, oh my God, thank you, Lord. And God does things in his own way. It happened to have been our 100th church anniversary year that we got our pastor. So, God said, you can wait a few more years. I'll tell you when it's time. 100th year anniversary is when we got our pastor. We're just excited to have it. You're doing such wonderful things around New Prospect. I want you to talk about some of the things that you're doing with our youth and with community and all of those things that you're bringing to the fold of New Prospect.
Well, one of the things that we've done at New Prospect is we recently hired a youth minister, and the youth minister is Minister Nicole Baker. She's doing a wonderful job with our youth. Our youth have their own worship services. They have various ministries, such as puppet ministry. They have their liturgical dance ministry, the flag ministry, music ministries, and ministries ongoing. We look forward to the ministries, but we also like for the youth to let their hair down and have some fun. And so we look forward to them going to Cedar Point this upcoming year and doing some local things, such as bowling, attending some of the Detroit Pistons games, those types of things.
And that is such an important part of the church community and then young people growing up in church. And this is going to go back a whole lot of years, but I remember when my children were youth at New Prospect, and we had this wonderful choir, and they go to choir practice, and choir practice was like a big day. It was like going out on it because they see all their friends. They go to choir practice in the evenings. I think something like Friday, maybe. But they go to choir practice and they'd have these wonderful concerts. And I thought I would love to see that happen again. Because we had a wonderful youth choir. They got all dressed up in their wonderful little pink gowns. I remember those pink gowns and the young men in their tuxedos. And But there was a wonderful youth choir, so I am looking forward to our youth choir is growing every week. We get one more person,
Yeah.
and it's growing and it's growing, and so I am looking forward to seeing some of those days come back when we had lots and lots of young people at New Prospect who participated in the events, and it was a wonderful time, and I see it coming back. I
Well,
just see it.
Well, it was good to see the college kids back yesterday. Your grandson came back from
Yes.
FAMU yesterday.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. He came back, and the other one just got back from Florida A&M. Not Florida, where was he? Alabama A&M.
Yep, yep.
Yes, so yes, both my babies are back. It's so interesting as I watch. I said, "Gee, what am I going to do?" I was so involved in picking up and dropping off, and picking up and dropping off. Well, I've got to find some more things to do now. But yeah, the boys are back, and they both did well their semester, and so
Awesome.
I'm pleased, and it's a blessing, but it's not by accident. It is not by accident that young people are able to do that. They've got some blessings around them.
Great
So
village.
Yes,
Yeah.
got a village. And people pray for them at church and all around, and so yeah, none of this is by accident. Parents have to know that it's not accidental. You've got some work to do to make sure that these young people are what they need to be. We were just talking about that a little bit earlier before you came in. And this is not by accident. If they were going to a party, one of us was at the door of whatever the party was at the house, saying hello to the parents
Yeah.
and looking inside to see what was going on in the house. Okay, now you can stay. It looks all
Now you
right.
can stay.
But this is not by accident. It's not by accident. It is not. It is not. One of the things, Pastor, that we've been talking about is the number of people. You're looking for your 100 people.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Well, we have a goal at New Prospect in 2025 that we will reach 100 souls for Christ, 100 persons reconnect the church, the faith community. And as of yesterday, we reached 90.
Isn't that a
As of
blessing?
yesterday, I believe that to reach the other 10. And we've been saying to the congregation and to the members that the other 10 is going to come by their witness and come by their light shining and inviting others to worship and inviting others to God. And so we're just so excited. This upcoming Wednesday, we'll be having our peace or our joy night for our Advent worship service. And then we're looking forward to our annual watch night service, December 31st. We're looking to pull out chairs and looking for persons to be in the overflow room as we celebrate God for what He's done in 2025
Yes.
and cross over into 2026. So we're excited, and we're inviting everyone to make sure that they're at the New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church, December the 31st at 7 p.m. hour here in the city of Detroit, Michigan, for our annual, well, we call it Christmas. We call it New Year's Eve service.
Yes.
At 7 p.m. We are not going to start at 10 p.m., but at 7 p.m. So we're looking forward to that. I think we'll reach our goal through our witnessing.
And that is, I said, no, 100 people. As pastor being a little bit overly optimistic, but here we are at 90.
Yeah.
And we can do this. Even if what we do is bring back some of those folk who kind of strayed away or didn't register last year.
Yeah.
And we need to say to those, you didn't register last year, and you don't want to walk down the aisle because you've been here a million years. Just because you didn't register, you need to walk down. Well, come on down. It's okay.
It's interesting. It's interesting that we received a phone call today from someone that worship online that is a longtime member who hadn't been in a while. And they heard our goal, and they said that they want to reconnect, rejoin, and get reacclimated with the ministry. And so there are multiple ways of doing it. We're just so grateful for all, and we receive all that will come to the church and Christ.
And that's the special part. That's the special part. Let me go another subject, though, Pastor. What do you think about Detroit?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's full of soul. It's full of culture. I love the food.
Yeah,
I love the people.
good.
Even the somewhat the political scene was very exciting the past 6 months. It was not a boring moment.
No, it was
was
not.
exciting all the way to the end, and we're excited about those who've taken leadership recently, and particularly our new mayor, Mayor Mary Sheffield, and so many others. So the political scene was very, very, very interesting. the entire journey. I love downtown. Some of my favorite restaurants, Fixins, Savannah Blue, and I don't want to name them all, but Lily Mays here in Southfield. And so I love the city and the people.
It's a good city. I'm glad to hear you say that because you've been to some of the great restaurants. I'm going to suggest you try one called House of Brunch.
I got to go there.
House of Brunch is a great restaurant. It's in the Book Cadillac Hotel on downtown on Washington Boulevard.
Okay.
But it is halal. And the owners are, there's a black guy and a Muslim young man who owned it. And food is absolutely delicious. They were on the show a few weeks ago and they brought us some samples.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
House of Brunch. I'm coming your way.
Brunch.
We're coming your way.
House of Brunch. The shrimp and grits were wonderful. The shrimp and grits were absolutely wonderful. They've got a chicken and waffle that's great. I mean, and it's all non-alcoholic, and so they've got these wonderful drinks that are non-alcoholic that are really very, very good drinks.
Oh wow! Okay.
And so it's a good place, and like it's owned by two young men. One locally that grew up with our family over on the east side of Detroit, and the other one is a young man who's originally from Yemeni. Okay. Grew up in Hamtramck. Okay. And their family. Our family of restaurateurs, so they own restaurants all around the area. But it's a wonderful place to be. A wonderful place to be. It is. It is. You've been running with a friend of mine, Reverend Bland.
Yes.
Reverend Bland. I'm so appreciative of him of having kind of taken you around and show you some of the places in our city. And Reverend Bland, our new school board member, he's going to be on the show next month and to talk about his duties as a school board member, which are very, very special. I served in that role for 10 years back in the 1980s. So school boards are very special.
You've served in many hats and many capacities.
I have, yeah, but it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. One of the things I want to talk about now, you probably don't know about this, but we're going to talk a little bit about it. Okay. I grew up in Royal Oak Township.
Okay.
Now, New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church is full of folks that grew up in Royal Oak Township.
Royal Oak.
And it's right across the street in Oakland County. It's on 8 Mile in Wyoming.
Uh-huh.
And many of us have been friends since we were little people and grew up in the project. And they were in a project. They were all projects. They were built for people coming up to Detroit to work in the factories. And it was an all African-American community. We went to George Washington Carver Elementary School. And it was probably the southernmost community in Oakland County because it was right at 8 Mile and Wyoming and Myers, that whole area. But we could have walked to Ferndale High School and they wouldn't allow us because we were a Black community. Mm. They bused us back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, bused us to Northern High School in downtown Detroit on Woodward, and you'll get some of these as you live here long, you'll get to know, but it's on Woodward, downtown Detroit. They bust us from all the way from 8 Mile in Wyoming, which is not far from where the church is, of course, downtown. And so many of us, we continue to try and keep that memory alive to remind people that you can make it no matter what, because we were all very poor, but we got a great education. We got a great education. All of our teachers were Black because it was the only little Black conclave out there. Lots of the deacons grew up out there with us. Well, it's Elizabeth Pye. It was my neighbor lived right behind us. We grew up together, and so we go back many years. So there's a connection between the folks who grew up in 8 Mile in the projects and the people who grew up on the other, what we call the other side of 8 Mile, where the church is. And so there's a history and a connection there of those people who grew up. But those folk who grew up and when we're met and they bust us as a means of being very mean and racist and mean-spirited, grew up to be pretty good people and to be very successful. And that church is made up of a lot of those people who grew up in Royal Oak Township.
Oh, certainly.
And so one of these days we'll have to have the Royal Oak Township folk get together.
Yes, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
It would be nice because it was a good group of people, and they were all very, very bright people. they became the presidents of the graduating classes of Northern High School. Many of those graduating classes were people from Royal Oak Township,
Royal Oak
which was
Township.
really interesting because, we were a very small group of people compared to the rest of them.
Yeah.
But we learned a lot from our Black teachers and from our Black principal. In those days, when we went to Northern, there were very few Black teachers and no principals were Black. And so it's a history that would be a great learning point for a lot of our young people too, because I try to talk about it so that young people know from whence they come and from whence we come.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just an important time for all of us to do that. And I'd like us to be able in church to talk about history.
Yeah, certainly.
So that sometimes young people think that, wow, I'm good. I grew up here and I'm got this job and I live in this great house, but you didn't get there by accident. There were people who helped you get there, and you need to know about some of those people.
Yeah. Are you volunteering to share history during our weekday during February?
Did I just
our Black History moments and reflections?
I'd love to. I'd love to because one of Robert Bryant. We remember
for me
his
the Kappa as well.
Yes, the Kappa. His wife Jamie, who passed away, of course, earlier this year. Of course, my niece, but her father was my brother, my only brother. Her father, but in one of the Black History Month programs, we presented all of his information. He was pretty brilliant. He won 5 Emmys. Had TV shows here in Detroit.
Oh wow!
Was in the Michigan Journalism Hall of Fame, and he. Very, very special young man.
What was his name?
Ted Talbert.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, Ted Talbert was his name. And so a lot of history around that we try to make sure that people don't forget. Because, when you forget, you make mistakes.
Certainly.
Make mistakes. You really, really do. Talk about some of the other initiatives you'd like to work at New Prospect.
Well, I was excited yesterday that we had, for the very first time, we had a session in the worship service called Passing the Mantle.
Yes.
For where we recognize and honor those who served in leadership capacity for a while. It was symbolic of the biblical story of Elijah and Elisha, where Elijah was this great prophet that God had used great and mighty works. But there comes a time where person's seasons come to an end. And Elijah came across this young guy named Elisha, and they connected while he was serving. And he said to Elisha that if you stick with me when my time to transition comes, and I'm called up, you'll get a double portion of the anointing. So we're praying. We're grateful for those who've served the first 100 years, the first century, and now we're at 101 years. We're praying that your grandchildren and the next generations will serve. And I pray that they will do even greater works. And all because of the foundation has been laid from persons that come from Royal Oak Township and persons that come from the Detroit area and people that have that strong foundation. I believe that you all have set it up for the next generation to go.
Absolutely. And that was just so good to see yesterday, the passing of the mantle. And what was really good was the 2 young ladies who did the presentation were 2 of the young ladies who grew up in the church. Yeah. And that was just, it was very nice to see them doing that and to give those flowers to those folks while many of them could still get them. That's, and I'm going to say something I probably shouldn't say it anyway. So my prayer is that those folks understood what was happening. Everybody understood what was happening. and we'll move forward in the spirit of bringing along young folks to get involved and then get pushing them forward and get the heck out of the way when you need to. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. So I'm praying that everybody gets the message that there's work to be done, and there's all sorts of young folks who can do it. We are not the only ones who can do that work. There are many of them that can do it. We just support them when they need it. That's what our role is now, I think.
Yeah, so you're certainly right, and I believe the support is going to be needed. The mentorship or the advising is going to be needed because of the experience that those of who have already served.
Yes,
but I do think that with the strength and the innovative, the creativity of our youth, I think it will be very helpful if our youth take leadership roles in the church.
Absolutely.
It's often when persons become in their late 50s, early 60s that they think now you're able to lead. But we want to have young adults.
You can leave a little bit earlier.
Yeah, you can leave a little bit earlier,
That's right.
And so we believe in intergenerational worship, where all generations' voice matter, all generations' talent, all generations' perspective matter, and we all want to be unified for the body of Christ. But we're grateful that some persons that have not served in leadership roles will eventually serve in those capacities.
And they can do it. We just have to encourage them and let them do it and back them up.
Yes, ma'am.
Back them up. Be there if they need us. If they lean a little bit, we'll just prop them up and keep them going, because that's what it's all about. That's what we should be doing.
During the holiday season, one of the things that I know that is relevant is a season of joy, but then also a season of grief. Persons are joyful about the Christmas and about Jesus being the reason for the season, but then there are persons that remember loved ones that have crossed over, that have transitioned. They miss them even the more, I would say, during these holiday seasons. And so one of the ministries that we have at the church is grief and bereavement ministry. We believe that if persons can grieve freely, then they can live after they have life losses in their life. And so last Wednesday we had what you call a Blue Christmas Advent worship service, where persons that grieve those who have lost loved ones in 2025 were able to have reflections over those individuals, and even put a blue ribbon on the Christmas tree in memory of those who've transitioned. And part of grief is sometimes crying in tears.
Yes.
But we believe that that joy does come in the morning. And so our grief ministry is a vibrant ministry at our church, something that all of us would have to, all of humanity would have to experience grief at some point. But I think that if you can grieve freely, that you'll be able to live freely at some point. So that's one of the ministries that we are excited about offering at New Prospect Missionary.
Oh, that's a special one. That's a special one. And just something that happened this morning when we were meeting with the doctor's team, the medical team, about my sister. Some of us looked at each other and said, we need to start calling each other to make sure everybody's okay, because we don't know how long she had been laying on the floor in our house before one of the neighbors came over and found her. And so we said, we need to do that. And maybe that's something we can talk about at church too, is that if we know people live alone, somebody maybe give them a little call in the morning or a text message or something that said, hey, are you okay? That's it. Don't have to talk. Just, is everybody okay? And that's it. So that nobody is left alone for any long periods of time. And I don't know how we do that. That just came to me. But
that's an excellent idea. We are one another's brothers keepers.
Yes.
And I think that kind of care is needed in just real community. And I think that if we stick together, that kind of care will be very helpful. That would be very helpful.
Yeah. So if we can find a way to do that, that would be so helpful. And of course, your children are really special. So one of my kids said to myself and the other two seniors, you live alone. Maybe we ought to put all of y'all in one house. So we only have to make one phone call. And I said, no, that's not going to work. We like our independence. We like being able to live alone. So find another way.
They were going to try to get you all
together.
They're
trying to put us all in one. I said, no, we're gonna put you all in a big house, a little big, and all. You'll have your own room, and then you'll have a common area. Yeah. But I said, no. You young people are very special. But no, that's not gonna work. Find another way.
Find
another way. So we need to find a way to contact our people who we know are single and are seniors, and maybe be able to connect with them just to say, we're going to call you, push this button if you're okay, something that says you're okay, and we don't need to send anybody after you.
We have to find another way. I think that's a great ministry because that happens so often. Someone falls in the middle of the night and no one is there.
Exactly.
That can be a long night. It can be very painful. But if we're concerned about one another, we
Exactly. So maybe if they fall at night, we call them in the morning, no answer. We know we need to get over there. We know somebody needs to check on them. But the idea that the kids had is probably not it's not the idea. They said then we only have to make one call for all four of you. No, that's not going to do it. But they were trying to make it convenient for them, I guess. But that is not going to do it. Talk about our relationship with Pasture School and what we're doing there.
Yes, Pasture Elementary is a school that is right directly across the 0.1 miles, it's like 500 feet rather, from New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church. We are affiliated. We've adopted the school. We are in contact with the principal and the leadership there and the students. One of the most recent things that New Prospect has done, we've provided gloves, hats, scarves for children during the winter, and then I think that we assisted with providing uniforms for children that need uniforms. And then there's a certain part of the year where after school care is not provided and tutoring is not provided at the school. So we plan to open up New Prospect Missionary Baptist Light Center, open it up so that we can provide tutoring and aftercare during that short period of time while the school is not providing it. And so we have a relationship with the school. When we have community events, often the students will come and participate with our worship services. But then also, like when they return for the first day of the second semester, often myself is there and many of the ministry chairpersons are at the school, just cheering the kids on, rooting them on as they enter the school. Want them to enter the school in a safe environment, learn in a safe environment. Want the kids to be safe, but we want parents to be at peace. Yes. And that's our goal.
Yes, and it is really working well. I think the parents are so appreciative of that. It's so important that churches embrace the communities around them. It's great for a church to be in a community and be real nice and big and have a lot of members, and they come in on Sunday morning and leave. But for a church to embrace the community around them, that's what's so important. Last year when we had our 100th year anniversary, and we went out walking the streets and talking to the businesses along Livernois and inviting them to the 100th anniversary and to the neighbors and inviting them. There are so many churches in Detroit. I just think there should not be a place in Detroit that has a church that has houses around it where people are suffering. And if every church in the city just adopted the area around them, that would make such a big difference. Because we've got a problem, of course, with housing and homelessness and food. And if the churches would just support the areas around where they are, that would make such a big difference.
I call Livernois my block. It's the place where we serve at.
The mayor of Livernois, that's what we're going to call you.
I love the businesses, the Black Fashion Avenue, Cuzzo's Restaurant, Live, even the old Baker's Lounge.
Yeah, Baker's Keyboard Lounge, the oldest jazz club in the country.
I love their chicken, and so we try to support all of the businesses area because it's important that we support our block. My heart went out to those persons that at one point it appeared that SNAP benefits were going to be cut short because of the government shutdown and other things. And so I don't know if it was or not, but I know that our church, we've decided to reopen our food pantry, and members are now bringing in non-perishable items to our food pantry for persons to come in on a weekly basis to be able to get food. And so that's one of the things that we're doing for our community. But then we also partner with Forgotten Harvest, and we provide food for hundreds of persons in the city. And in our block, in our immediate area, they come through on a monthly basis to receive food. And so we're trying to reach the community. I think that's what the gospel is about, taking the love of Jesus outside of the church. It's just not in the four walls of the church, but take it outside of the four walls of the church, as Ms. Bell has said. And so those are some of the things that we are doing, and we're excited in 2026, our food pantry, we look forward to just being blessing so many families.
Absolutely. And did you hear what the pastor said? We've got this pantry. We need you to bring some food. Now, and it can be 3 or 4 cans. It can be 2 or 3 cans. Box of macaroni, some spaghetti. Just bring whatever your heart desires, whatever God lays on your heart. Bring it because it will be put to good use. I can tell you that New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church will put it to good use.
One of the things that brought me to tears is that I've recently, in the last 2 years, got acclimated to this concept of this term called angel tree. I kind of saw the name on, television. I saw the name in passing on posters and billboards, but I didn't know that angel tree was a ministry or service that is offered where persons donate gifts for children who have parents who are incarcerated.
Yes.
And this past week, we were able to give hundreds of gifts out to children in the immediate area, those that came to our church for the angel tree. It was a blessing. It was a joy to see our ministry serve in that particular capacity and put a smile on children who have parents who are incarcerated during this Christmas season. So those are some of the things that we're doing at the New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church.
Yeah, and Angel Tree was a really special event. When we were packing those bags and we were sitting them out in the lobby of the Light Center, and and were just bags and bags and bags, and they're all so colorful and Christmassy, and people just kept coming and bringing things. It's a loving experience to watch when people just give. And I tell you folks, they were giving. They gave bags and bags and the kids were able to write down what they want, and we had people to go shop and get what those kids wanted. And that in itself, it was a joyous experience to go in there shopping, especially when you don't have little kids of your own anymore. and it was just, I thoroughly enjoyed going in there shopping for those babies and finding things. And they wanted a basketball or a little dolly or whatever it was. That I want to tell you, people, it makes your heart feel good to say, oh, wow. I was able to help somebody's baby, but it was a great event. Our deaconess and the ladies that put that on, they did a fabulous job of getting in. But just to see all those bags, that's what was such a blessing. I mean, I'm sure they took pictures of it. It would be great to just show the pictures of all the bags of things that people brought and were being given it to those folks. So, New Prospect's a special kind of place, everybody. But I want you to know, New Prospect is a special kind of place. The love that you get when you walk in the door is different. It's just different. And it stays there for a long, long time. And I've been there for 45 years, some number of years.
Long time.
Yes. So it is.
Sonia and
Alicia, yes.
They grew up there.
That's where they were baptized. That's where they grew up. And I tell the story about they were going to choir practice coming from choir practice one day. And Alicia's dad wanted to buy them because she thought she was going to get a car for her 16th birthday. Who said, no, darling, you are not getting a car for your 16th birthday. Now, as fathers would have it, we were getting a second car, and he comes on with this car, and I thought, who's going to ride in that? Well, a little low car. I said, I can hardly get down into this little car. And I said, who's going? Well, I thought maybe we'd get a different kind of car. Okay, you're getting at least your car. You just don't want to say that.
Oh, wow.
So she drives this car to the church. And the story is that she turned the corner. No, she was parked on the corner of Stopel and Pembroke, and somebody hit the side of it when it was parked there. And I thought, okay. So that's been the story for the last 40 years. So I just, Alicia, I just don't know if I believe that, Alicia. Well, Mama, I didn't do it. I didn't have an accident. It wasn't me. Somebody hit it. I don't know how that happened, but somebody else did that. So between she and all of her cousins and all the young people that were in New Prospect, they all stuck to the story. But I'm not sure I believe that story. But yeah, we got this little what? Kavera one of those little cars. But I remember getting, it was so low. I said, now I don't know if I can get down into this car. So obviously it wasn't for me, because at the time I was driving a company car, so I didn't need one. I thought, there's something strange about this car that we were not going to get her. That we were not going to get her for her 16th birthday. But yeah, they grew up in a loving atmosphere at New Prospect, and I know that's what has made them be the kind of loving people they are. Sonia, of course, is a wonderful, wonderful, loving young lady, and all of their friends, and Craig Esther and his wife Shelley. They all grew up in the choir and singing together. They were my niece Lori, who's at another church right now, but she still comes to visit.
Yeah, she does.
But it's a blessing when children grow up in church. They turn out to be different kind of people. I don't care what anybody says. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. Bring them to church, even if you don't think they're listening when the Sunday school teacher is talking. They're hearing it. Yeah, they hear something. They hear something. They hear something. And so bring them, just like Grant and Cranston and Morgan. They were at Sunday school before, the COVID and all of that hit and things closed down, but they heard something. They heard something. They remember their Sunday school teachers, and they had bonds with Brother Scipio and some of the other Sunday school teachers, and so they remember. So bring them to Sunday school. Yes. Whether you know it or not, they're going to hear something. They're going to remember something. So it's important that we bring young people. Children that grow up in church are different kind of children.
Certainly.
Do you think so?
Makes a difference. Proverbs says, "Train up a child in the ways of the Lord."
My favorite one.
And when he or she is old, it would not depart. And so I'm grateful. I think that, as a church family, our job is to deposit seeds of faith, seeds of instruction and spirituality into the lives of our young people. I think it's going to make a difference. And I'm just hearing you, Alicia and Sonia, are products of that kind of village, that kind of spiritual.
They are, and I just believe that it makes a difference. It made a difference in me helping them grow up. You need help with children. You need all the help you can get, and God knows you need all the help you can get. He was the best person to help you out, but we all need help with them, no matter how good you think you are.
Yeah, you need help.
you need some help. Speaking of help, you've got 4 children. Talk about your wonderful children.
Well, Azariah, I have 4. Azariah is my oldest daughter. I'm excited that she is a sophomore this year at University of North Carolina A&T State in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Following in Dad's footsteps.
Yeah. So she's a 5th generation Aggie.
Oh, wow.
In the Davis family, 5th generation Aggie. She just completed her first semester there. And then my son Joel is a senior at West Bloomfield High School. Grateful that he had a decent, successful football season this year, all region. He was Ironman award yesterday at a banquet we had at the church, and a few other awards. And then my youngers, Malachi and Joyce, and they're finding their way 1A grade 1. So I'm excited, and they're getting acclimated to
the
Michigan.
cold is there. I'm sure it's something that they're trying to get adjusted to.
Yeah. So Malachi's he shovels.
Okay.
So whenever my yard is driveway is full of snow, he shovels.
That's his job.
And he tries to make it clear. But I'll slide down the hill and try my best not to get into any accidents with my vehicle. So we're getting acclimated. Other than the weather, the community is loving. The church is loving. The school is a good school, and so we're excited to be here at the state of Michigan.
And we're just happy to have you here. We are so happy to have you in New Prospect. It's a better for it, and it's been a good year.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been a very good year, and next year is going to be even better. More great things coming as we look at the way you're adjusting some of the ministries and some of the things that we're doing in New Prospect. I'm just real pleased to be a part of it.
Yeah. We concluding the year in what I call one of my favorite parts of the Advent. I love Advent. Because maybe not just because it's the same month that I celebrate my birthday.
That's a pretty good reason.
But it's also a reminder of the birth of Christ. And Advent, it points at reminding us of how Jesus was born. He came to the earth so that he can love and to seek and save those who are lost. But not only as Advent about the birth of Christ, I also believe it also reminds us that we can expect good things to happen in our current lives. And so in our present lives, we don't have to just wait until he returns and get a church and comes back for the second coming. But God can still do great things in our lives. Now, I've been telling everybody, children, I've been telling people, even in hospitals, I've been telling people in hospice, that wherever you are in life, God can still do something good. I want to tell those of you watching that in this season, have a heart of expecting, have a heart of anticipating, look forward to God doing something good in your life. It can be something that's just giving you like peace, or it could be something like answering prayers that you praying for a long time. I love Advent because it's a season of expectancy, anticipating something good to happen.
All right, I love it. That is almost the end of our show, everybody, for the day. But I'm going to ask the pastor to give us one last few words of anything he'd like to talk about. And if you want, whatever it is you'd like to say on this last few minutes of the show, and it's all yours. You can give us a prayer. You can give us. You can do whatever you.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the invitation to come to share on the Community Bell Show with Miss Edna Bell. I am so grateful to just sit near you. I'm so grateful for the relationship I have with you, and you being a faithful member at the New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church. On my right, the congregation's left, I see you every Sunday with a smile, and your presence makes a difference. Not only in the faith community, but when we see you in the city. As I saw, even Mayor Sheffield, she was running for mayor. Miss Edna Bell was somewhere in the room. Just her presence, supporting and being a encourager to our mayor, and just so many things. The children, and then how you have raised Alicia and Sonia, and they're just scattered across the city, making a difference in our city. And I'm just so grateful that you've given us the invitation to come here because we learn so much from you, and you're making such a great impact in the community through this podcast and through so many other ways. You're just making a great impact. So we're grateful for the invitation.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm so glad you were able to come, because I'm going to start having you come probably on a quarterly basis, Pastor.
Okay.
And you can come and talk about whatever you want to talk about, and you can just talk. And if you want to do a small sermon, you can do that. But whatever it is you want, I love the church. I want to talk about people coming to Christ and doing the right thing.
Please be one of the 10. If you're not saved, if you don't know Jesus as Lord and Savior, or if you know someone that does not know Jesus as Lord and Savior, our New Prospect, our goal was to reach 100 souls for Christ in the year of 2025. We've reached 90. We need 10 more. And don't you know that as we reach souls for Christ, that as we have the love of God in our hearts, as persons get the love of God in their hearts, and it spreads from heart to heart and throughout our community, it will make a difference in our city. Crime will decrease. Helping hands will increase. Our school systems will be better. All through just having the love of Christ in our hearts. It makes a difference. So I want to encourage you to invite someone to God, and to invite someone to the New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church this upcoming Sunday. Perhaps you can be the one that will bring the next one, Jesus Christ.
Thank you so much, Pastor. We appreciate it. Okay, folks, that's it for today, but we'll see you next Monday at 4:00 for the Community Bell Show. Miss it, and you're going to miss some real special information. It's going to be a great show. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit.
Hey, my name is Joe Smith. I'm a filmmaker here in Detroit, and I watch WVTC and listen. Watch and listen. You got the eyes and ears, both.
Okay.
You ain't changing your mind now, have you?
We're about to be one big happy family.
I'm just hoping I can trust you to return my love.
I mean, as much as I know how to love.
Did you sleep with him?
No! This is toxic.
Don't become the thing that hurt you.
And what is that?
Bitterness.
I really needed you when Daddy died.
Girl, look, there you go with what you need. This not about you. Didn't you find God for that? I'm not here to meet your needs.
I understand that you love her. I get it. But like this, right here, this is toxic. Toxic? Man, who's you talking to like that?
And we're here at the Davidson High School for the first game of the season.
Look, I'm sorry, sir, but we will all run it for our lives.
Hope you enjoy being used, man.
Man, what? No. You better find someone else to play with, bro.
Come right. You both know you ain't about to hit nothing but a high note. You better sit down.
My Bible tells me that the wages of sin is death.
That's wages, honey, not wedges.
I know what this says, Miss Sunday School teacher.
I see that one is coming to the altar.
Now is the time.
Singing and praying with my mind.
Cut!
How you gonna cut singing and praying?
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.